Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Radiant team ban.
Hello everybody and welcome to more WePlay action. We've got some European games on our hands. London Conspiracy versus Samurai Champloo. I'm Llama Down Under, joined by Mott Pax. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. Some afternoon games now coming up here for me.
Afternoon for you, early morning for me. Time zones, please. Now this one, it doesn't directly affect anything. Just to fill people in, the way WePlay works is the first place position already through to the LAN. Positions 2 through 5 get to stay in for next season's qualifier and not have to play through any sort of like relegation matches and so on. So and I looked at the scores. For neither of these teams would losing this match push them out of those top contention to second through fifth spots. So they're pretty good. This kind of is a I'm glad they played it out match. And London Conspiracy get themselves the Invoker, something they pick up a lot.
Yeah, definitely one of their go-tos, especially if they're, going to be removing out that OD. And there you go. Earth Spirit and the Vengeful Spirit, so too crazy.
Exactly, not the crazy. I was casting an America's game last night, and Invoker, Earth Spirit, OD, all ignored. Felt like I was taking crazy pills. Either way, we got a more normal game. Bounty Hunter, they're going to be the pickup from London Conspiracy, and he's not always picked up this early.
Yeah, he's in kind of an odd spot where he's in the, you'll often see him banned in first phase, but not very often picked in the first phase. Like, maybe if you're hoping to open up with something like a Chen or an Enigma, you don't really want him messing with you, so that makes a bit of sense. But despite there not being any initial things that he's really countering, besides adding the extra element of, like, his own harassment to the mid lane here to combo with the Invoker, it does still it gives you like a little bit of a safeguard, kind of like your Vengeful Spirit does up against the Faceless Void. Same kind of idea.
And speaking of him, hasn't been banned out. A Phoenix ban, again, I feel like this hero after Shanghai just shot up in everybody's value, in value for everyone. Phoenix definitely was not being banned or picked this much, and now often 4th round ban, even over something like Broodmother, although, well, we'll see. She might end up making it through.
Yeah, that's a pretty big pick for LC. It's one of those ones that they do love. Tending to run it like in the mid lane, we've seen a couple times from them, and there's the ban. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say
one.
It's not one you can let through against London Conspiracy as much, but Samurai Champloo saying they're not gonna pick it up, so getting rid of it. And do you think this is a core or support bench? Because they've certainly got options with the Earth Spirit most likely being roaming instead of dedicated to one lane.
So far I would guess just the support one. It's really solid. It's such a good hero. I mean, you can always flip it over if you need to, but plenty of the position ones are still left. Ooh, that's get ourselves a Darkseer. So combinations with that, like the Earth Spirit Ion Shell is very good. Can help him if he wants to gank in the mid lane or if he shows up in Darkseer's lane as well. And maybe we'll see that transition into like a core combination as well. Like your Ember Spirits is probably one of the best known position ones, unless you're getting like a Slark or something a little bit wonky.
Yeah,
10 seconds remaining.
Lion.
I like the Darkseer pickup, followed by a Lion, another hero. Much more popular after Shanghai, and the London Conspiracy, no, so on this one, I think London Conspiracy are favored to win. And also just to mention, I know a couple of you may be wondering where some of Samurai Champloo's members are. God is now playing on Pro Dota along with somebody else, I feel, from their lineup. But I'm interested to see what this Champloo lineup can pull out. And of course, without,
10 seconds remaining.
Punk has been banned, which is something Attack is famous for, but he's certainly skilled on other mid-heroes, so I'm interested to see what Champloo pull out for him.
Yeah, if I had to guess, I think that they would have been considering the Puck, but the Lion is a nice pickup to help deny the Ember Spirit as well as the Puck. Just like two heroes you don't really want to go with up against the Lion. Like, you certainly can, but obviously... Alright, they're just gonna do it anyway. Alright, fine. Just do it. I think I'd rather have that than gets like really messed up by Lion, where the Ember Spirit, you have to like at least have the Blink Dagger, and even if you're locking him down for a long enough duration, there's no way to take off the Flame Guard, at least by Lion, obviously. Invoker has that potential, but a little bit more survivable.
Yeah, this would not fun to be if you're mid-Ember, but hey, you know, if anyone can do it, it's probably Attack a lot of experience with those unfavorable melee versus someone else mid-matchups. For LC, you mentioned they already have the Lion for a good amount of lockdown, but maybe they want some more because they do only have, you know, their other support being a Bounty Hunter. And Invoker, no longer does that Deafening Blast disable.
That's true. Seeing a lot of teams struggle lately by not having like the Blink Initiator, so I'm glad that they at least have that for the line up against the Ember. But you still need a little bit of like mobility and maybe some more like AoE, something who can capitalize on the AoE. So like a Sven wouldn't be too bad here. Just like a follow-up stun to your Lion, or someone who can deal with if there's a tornado, if this happens to be a Quaswex, if they're like really lacking that control and they have to go that route, or even just like Stormhammer into like Sunstrike. But instead we'll get Roar into Sunstrike, you get the control of the Boar. Not as effective as against someone like a Sven with the, you know, mobility of an Ember Spirit, but the Roar, of course, always going to be great.
That's also really nice because Beastmaster, traditionally a hero that is a real pain to get out of lane. I'm not sure, you know, he can play pretty far back, he can fall back onto the jungle easily with an Iron Talon on those boars to help out, and I'm not sure if just a Venge and an Ember Spirit or Venge and another hero, depending on how Champloo lane, can push him out of lane.
Yeah, and with that, so they've got the Aura. Do
you think you try to go for an early push here if you're London Conspiracy? Because you still could make it happen, right? You've got Alacrity, you have the Inner Beast, you could pick up someone like the Sven or the Jug and just be like, hey, we're going to melt towers, try to take all of the outer towers before 15 minutes or so.
Yeah, I'm kind of imagining how these fights are going to be playing out, like what sort of heroes that... Yeah, the Gyro's a solid ban.
And as you said, the Puck. Yeah. Interesting how London Conspiracy, despite having both the Beastmaster and the Lion, they're like, nope, we do not want to deal with any more slippery heroes.
Yeah, they're both just, I think, really good in this scenario. Just how they work with the rest of the team, it totally makes sense. Like, not many mids that can capitalize on what Darkseer provides. Like, when you come into that big vacuum, you tend to think of things like the Disruptor, you know, like the Static Fielder or something like that, and Puck's one of the better ones. It just needs that split moment of the vacuum to jump and get a good Dream Coil, or vice versa. He can set up the Dream Coil, and then Darkseer follows up, connecting them into a good vac wall, and then it's kind of like team fight is over. So, they're mid lane. I kind of agree with the Puck ban. Slippery. I wonder if they're thinking about like a Death Prophet. Go for Samurai Champloo. It wouldn't be too bad.
Death Prophet's a hero that's really not been doing well, though, is kind of an interesting thing about her. And a lot of teams seem to have figured out how to burst her down, even if she is performing that exorcism. So I would be concerned about that if you're Champloo, but of course she does bring a big old silence to the team fight, can do a lot of damage in the Darkseer vacuum.
Yeah, it's pretty player preference too. Like, some people just really don't like safe lane Ember. So if you're just one of those people who just like, no, I'm going mid. Looks like it will be the Wind Ranger, so good up against the Bounty Hunter, kind of one of those classic picks that you can just Wind Run the second that he pops out, and hopefully that'll be enough to avoid the Cold Snap. Will be the big play there.
This is actually, I mean, Windrunner, another hero who's been not as popular. I certainly think she can get a lot of good work done against Invoker. She's even with some of the nerfs, I think can win that lane out. But okay.
Wow. Alright, speaking of heroes that have fallen off.
What?
The king of falling off.
And it looks like... Okay, they might swap their lanes, but normally Baby Knight plays their mid, so... not true. They swap, actually, on the Conspiracy. So, SF, eh? About that buffed up jungle camps with magic resistance. How's that going?
I'm, like, checking the chat to see if we need, like, a remake. That's like my initial reaction when I see that pop up, but they did in fact in Shadow Fiend, so major benefit hero. He still has the crazy minus armor. He still does help out with Roshan in like kind of that mid-game timing. He is still like the king of the early game damage. I mean, if a Shadow Fiend gets out of control, he's still gonna wreck you in like 4 right clicks. So.
And he'll buff up some of the other stuff that they've got going on, right? Forge Spirits also have minus armor. They Beastmaster kind of hits things. I'm just trying to figure out. And really the only problem, he's still a hard hitter. It's just, of course, with the previous nerfs, he no longer gets up super stacked as fast.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see like how important the stacks become if you're gonna be going into for that, or if this becomes kind of like a almost Helm of the Dominator, like ancient stacking SF. I'm not really expecting like the mech kind of mode here, I don't think.
Helm of the Dominator SF is something that used to get played quite a bit. Obviously, with the jungle nerfs, it's not as easy to farm up, but he can still do ancients at about the same speed. And doing the jungle will just take him a bit longer if he stacks it too much. So I can see them trying to make space for that. They have a bounty hunter who, if he's not able to find something on lane, can definitely stack as he pulses through. It's just a bit of a blast from the past.
Yeah, it's up against the Ember too. I don't know. I was kind of expecting something with like some follow-up lockdown or something like that, and he really is just like kind of the OD, I guess, right now, where he's just going to be throwing out a lot of damage and not much else. Raises and right clicks and ultis here and there.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, it may have just been, hey, OD is blocked, let's go with the next best thing. SF certainly will be pretty dang easy to get the Flame God off of the Ember Spirit. And it does look like both of them get to be... Actually, they are running Baby Knight mid. Now, okay, I'm not... Safe lane SF.
Yeah.
I mean, I get that it can work, and maybe you just let the Lions stack a little bit more. Say SF, hey, you can raise down the Ion Shelled creep if you're having trouble.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
Ooh.
Okay, a moment. Really well played there. Sniping the courier on its way back, dropping a salve off to the Invoker lickety split. So not going to be the team with the bounty getting the kill.
Yeah, I'm just kind of imagining this will be played like a gyrocopter, essentially, where it'll just be like getting up the Helm Dominator, stacking up the Ancients, getting the Yasha probably into like right in the SNY. He really wants to mix it up, like the Shadowblade build still wouldn't be the worst. And again, they're right on top of Malum. This time, no. Raises still aren't skilled, so it's fine.
I don't think they can actually do much to this Doxia. That's obviously the downside of the Shadow Fiend. He doesn't have the burst damage like a Gyrocopter might. He doesn't have the way to take int like an OD. And since he's not getting huge levels that he would in mid, I'm just not sure that he'll do the trick, right? Unless he's left alone for a very long time.
On the other side, bottom lane, Kefka still living. Pretty impressive, honestly. I guess now that the moment's back down bottom, after taking out that courier, gonna have to be a little bit more worried. Use the boars and the hawks to the best of his advantage, or best he can, but he's right on top of a ward. They know exactly where he is. It makes it pretty easy for that Earth Spirit to snipe him out with a single wrong move.
Oh, and speaking of sniping people, we're gonna have a little bit of harassment in mid, but Attacker just immediately popping that wind run. Kefka does already have level 2, and he's about to hit level 3, so he's not getting pushed out at all, despite being right on top of a wood.
Yeah, it seems like just a matter of time, honestly. Yeah. Just playing kind of that, like, I'm willing to die, but I'm still experienced, so it's pretty worth it right here.
He's getting a lot out of this lane, a lot more than the Doxia, who's already been forced back. Viva coming in again onto mid lane. Can he do anything here, Baby Knight? Nope, again, just the wind run away. So, and as you said, we got pings going on to Kefka, but no such luck. Speaking game plans, with this SF, they can also group up and hit towers, but do you think they're gonna try on London Conspiracy to go more for team fighting?
Yeah, kind of like a mid-game centered fight, I think. Like, not too early. You're not crazy concerned. Kind of let your bounty hunter get up there a little bit, get those tracks up and rolling. Honestly, it might even be like tower defenses into a mech or something. It's not your typical Beastmaster draft where you're looking to just kind of go crazy.
Yeah.
Seems like it'll be more reactionary to whatever the going from Champloo.
Oh, they actually managed to roll on in onto Baby Knight, taking a lot of damage here. There's a DD on the Windrunner. One auto attack, she gets it with the power shot, and now working in onto Biva, but with no detection on either of them. He should be able to wander away. Well played.
Yeah, they needed that quick pick in the mid lane, so Bounty Hunter kind of loses out in the initial death here. Not able to get the one on the Windranger despite spending so much more time there, and you know, he's still quite a bit of experience. He had just hit level 2.
Yeah, I was going to mention that, oh, actually on bottom, maybe we have some sort of engagement. Searing Chains are up. Kept, you're going to take the stun next, and they should have the damage here, as you talked about, though.
Top rune as well.
Oh, okay, yeah, we have another go onto 2 of them. Actually, we're getting pretty low for the Earth Spirit, but the Ion Shell's doing good work. They'll get Biva either way. Now they roll forward. There's also an Invis rune, but not able to set up for the Lion. And even if he did, Ion Shells may have had the day.
Oh,
where's the Sunstrike? It's gonna hit.
You ward.
So 4-1, bursting out of the gate for Champloo, and yeah, kind of know what I was expecting all around.
Yeah, I guess they definitely do have the earlier lineup, right? Like, you're not exactly looking for Shadow Fiend to start rotating around or doing anything early on. He just wants to farm up. He's not going to be that Gyrocopter who rotates at level 6, and Invoker, maybe we might see a rotation like with the level 6 on the Master be the big thing for them.
Ooh, raises, and the Sunstrike gonna get them the kill onto that Darkseer. I wanted to ask, do you feel this Bounty Hunter is having enough impact? Because he's level 2, actually getting dusted up there. Roll in, will they be able to hit? They're close, they're gonna kick the rock on through. Attacker needs to help out here. A power shot would actually do the trick. The autos, never mind, they've got it.
Yeah, that was pretty nice. Just like understanding that the bounty's gonna keep walking left and right trying to avoid the power shot anyway, so didn't even have to commit it, but it does in the end anyway.
I was gonna say, it does not feel like this Bounty Hunter is doing enough. It is 5 minutes in, he is level 2, and hasn't really helped out get a kill.
No, again, it was a little bit unusual to grab at that. I think you're allowing their mid lane to just be around it, and the Windranger is one of the better ones that's out there. Like, back in the popularity of the Spirit Breaker, it was the exact same situation, where she would just always be picked up, because the second you initiate on her, she just pops that E and runs away. And they have a sentry, woohoo. Get that Observer ward.
Get you some experience, Attacker. Have your courier not get picked up by this bounty. Attacker, though, actually has 3 coming on in. Can they get the slow? Nope. Nothing. This mid lane is just not... They're not pressuring this Windrunner at all.
No, with the phase boots up, it seems they've kind of like missed their moment. So they're going to go and Kefka get bottom.
Yeah, they're going to try to get in. This Searing Chain does manage to latch. Kefka's dead. No way out of this one. And another kill racked up for Champloo, and another kill involvement for this Earth Spirit.
I'd really like to see Diva, like, maybe go up top again. I feel like that's their better opportunity for a kill. Like, the mid lane, it's not going to happen. The bottom lane, it's just not going to happen. But Malem, he's been playing a lot safer since he did die.
Jalopy looking like he's going for a Midas too. We haven't talked about this top lane because obviously, other than the kill, not too much happening. But you know, Jalopy's at the point where he has enough souls. He's getting every last hit and deny. That's really unfortunate for a Darkseer.
Yeah, it's crazy. 38 and 27.
Just casually being huge. Venge gets Sunstruck somewhere, and it's looking like there's a lot of pressure going out. They managed to find the kill onto this Ember. Just as we were worried about Bounty Hunter doing anything, managing to make his mark.
Yeah, once the Earth Spirit rotates out of there, so I guess they spotted that possibly through the mid lane and makes it a little bit easier to go. Attacker trying to head up top, but quite get her done despite having that haste rune. And yeah, that's awesome. Getting that Midas done. This is for hub SF-ish, you know.
And I think this solves a lot of the things I was concerned about. Jalopy, now he's going to get a lot more farm and experience, despite being in a dual lane for at least part of his time. He should be doing well. Oh, actually going in onto Baby Knight again. He is silenced up here, tries to eat a Fairy Fire. The Shackle, not gonna latch at all. He throws out a casual Sunstrike, but I think they have the auto attack damage. Bounty Hunter gonna get the kill first, actually, onto Earth Spirit. And oh, with the courier! Hello, just standing there. It was a bait, you know, just making sure Biva comes back on in.
Well, at the very least, they do have the bots up for Broxnex, so it could be like Midas Blink bots, honestly, for the SF2. It is a really squishy lineup in terms of overall HP, right? Like, the raises are actually going to be incredibly effective this game. Jalopy's just crushing this Darkseer.
Yeah. I mean, there's not much you can do now. You are super underleveled. You're getting... This Darkseer has 15 CS. I'm impressed he even has 15 CS, right? damage. And there may be a casual Sunstrike death or auto attack death on this Darkseer who, okay, he should be fine. Now we're going on to Jalopy. There's going to be a Sunstrike elsewhere. They do manage to kill the Darkseer, but they also kill off Jalopy. A really important kill for Champloo.
Oh, it was so close, the end of his TP too. He was just about to zap his way home. Strike got him.
Yeah, I think you have to run out there. I don't think you can go for that hiding in the trees TP play when the creeps saw you. But a little unfortunate. We haven't talked about it, but of course, they were applying some pressure to the Ember on bottom, but now that he has, once he got 6 and 7, he was just botsing out, refilling his juice. Do you think it's a game for Drums, Aquila, Ember Spirit, or are you just rushing straight gloss cannon?
I like the bots and wand bottle kind of thing. Ring Aquila too.
Oh,
Kinda
okay,
crazy, gotta-
Sunstrike and a Primal Roar on bottom. One more auto attack brings down the Ember.
Oh, I did not think that would kill him. I guess more levels than I anticipated there. Baby Knight, but now it's kind of unusual that he went straight for the bots, right? Like just bottle bots, like not even the wand of the Ring of Aquila first, but not really feeling that pressure from the Beastmaster, so not too shocking. But that is partially why he just went down, right? Like
Yeah.
simple roar into Sunstrike this early on, still getting the kill before he can even hop himself away.
And he went bots before even the bottle. A lot of folks will pick up a bottle earlier than the bots for laning, help you out a little bit. Maybe Crow if you need to. But no, there's full Ember Spirit farming. As well as attacker. We haven't talked about it, but he's halfway to an Ags. Invoker does have the Midas up, though. So this spell damage and these levels you talked about just going to be getting bigger and bigger.
I feel like this bots kind of build come out here. There is going to be some group up here. The way Jellybee's going, like with this Midas, he doesn't necessarily want to be grouped at the time, but the way that like Beava kind of slowed down, has got that bounty hunter thing that you're expecting, kind of has the same effect on the Lion, who has now reached level 6, but his own gold reserves are relatively low. About 600 gold means that Blink's going to be pretty far away, and they're going to have a really hard time punishing the Ember.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised the M's already died twice, just because, as you mentioned, it felt like they maybe shouldn't have had it, but they dedicated 3 to the bottom lane at one point, and then of course the Primal Roar surprise. It does force a support to hang out with this Ember until he goes for another item in between.
Attacker, he might be dead.
Okay, he's gonna try to wind run away, and yeah, they are not throwing out anything. Yep, they're gonna actually swap in. There's gonna be the Searing Chains onto Baby Knight, and Attacker coming back in, getting that kill.
Just that was pretty much just detonating blast nerf, honestly. This was some way faster than I think they were anticipating, and getting punished. A nice little swap play there.
Oh, we have a Roland. I'm not sure. He goes solo on Jalopy, throws out the magnetized finger, now comes out and Jalopy stops TPing. I am not sure what Earth Spirit thought he could do there.
Yeah, I don't know. He's really tanky. He had the full one too.
Yeah, maybe just overestimated his ability. Thought he, I think, has a bunch of rocks present, so he thought he could drop them and chain out the magnetized, but Lion was standing right there. Bit of a weird game. Either way, it's very even so far. Gold is starting to go in favor of London Conspiracy, and I imagine Experience will too, since they have both of those Midases up. I don't doubt that they actually could just transfer this into a with push lineup with how big this SF is.
Yeah, the possibility is definitely there. I feel like Track is just gonna help him so much. He's getting there with the
that's
bounty
gonna be a dust out onto Biva. He is still only level 5. The Focus Fire, the stun, he is going down. Attacker, another kill. The Windrunner.
Magnum Scepter's on its way. Once that comes up, it just opens up so many possibilities. Like, anytime a tower is left unattended, it's so easy for her to just burst it down. Makes Roshan easier if they can punish some sort of pick-off that they do grab. Oh, this is like flashbacks, just watching this SF in the jungle. It's so hilarious.
Both the Windrunner and the SF kind of flashbacky, both just falling away. Not here as we see as much, but how do you feel? Do you think this Windrunner can actually hold out the game? Because I wouldn't say that, I'd say it can get pretty even if this game goes late, but obviously Ember Spirit's going to take quite a lot longer to get online than SF.
Yeah, it's a solid Windrunner game, honestly. Just having the boars to shackle off of, and there's not that great of heroes for the MKB. Like, obviously SF, yeah, you can buy it, but he usually isn't that concerned about damage. You're looking at all the other things you can grab, like your blinks, even into like your hexes and other more useful, useful items, as opposed to just adding raw damage and right clicks. So, someone really wanting to buy an MKB on the side of LC.
Solon does have up those mana boots. I really like this pickup from him, understanding that his team kind of needs mana help, and even though he has the drain. Oh, they're actually going to give it a go to Sunstrike. Isn't going to hit those Searing Chains on the sidelines. There's a bounty behind them. Jalopy will go down. A moment also getting the swap onto the Lion, and they should find a kill here. Can they find the Bounty Hunter? There is dust out on Earth Spirit, but decides not to throw it. I think unsure if he was close enough.
It was a little unusual. Like, they had the Beastmaster bot, they had the Hawk going, they kind of knew where everyone... Well, I shouldn't say
they knew everyone wasn't.
Yeah. So, heavily punished, and they will get a trade in terms of the tower, but shutting down that SF is just massive right now. Killing as many times as you can.
I think this ward actually hurting London Conspiracy a little bit. They didn't expect there were some TP rotations into the front, and someone else I think was hiding to the left, so they hadn't been sure. But while that's happening, Invoker pressuring mid, and the bottom tower already taken by Beastmaster.
Alright, well, that'll open up a little bit of jungle roaming here for the Bounty Hunter, but Wind Ranger and the Ember Spirit, you know, they're not really that dependent on camps or anything like that, so shouldn't present too many problems. The mechanism done for Malum should mean that they can kind of continue pushing down the lanes instead of focusing too much on like that flash farming or something. And like the nice deep wards from Viva here, gonna try and spot out any smoke rotations because I think they're gonna look to push their advantage with the other four.
Okay, we're doing it again. There's gonna be the pure damage, and can he get away? It doesn't look like it. Sleight of Fist thrown out in desperation. There's gonna be no hope for escape. Kefka getting another kill. And we haven't talked about it, but Kefka has 81 CS. Oh, okay, never mind. Up on top, they're giving it a go on Jalopy, quickly realizing they need to back on out. That should be it.
Yeah, they, I guess he just wasn't anticipating the mana burn, because that Necro just shredded him. Like, he had the Remnant and everything, but great escape, just burnt down. Viva.
Okay, we're still going in for this. I did not quite catch that. I was watching mid tower go down. Did he get shackled, or did he just...
They just barely missed a power shot and then just caught him again. I think there was a dust right at the end to make sure as he left the range of the sentry.
Yeah, but while all of that happens, they take mid tower. They take the bottom tier 2 as well on London Conspiracy. They may not have the, you know, they may be losing a couple heroes here and there. Oh, actually, Attacker, speaking of losing heroes, gonna get stunned. Up, there they go. I don't think there's a good way out. Turned into a frog. Going to go down. That's a big old kill streak. Now Searing Chains out onto Baby Knight. But the mana drain coming out. They're gonna silence up Baby Knight. They might be able to get this kill, can they? The minus armor coming out from the creeps. And Baby Knight still not dead. Will this Earth Spirit ever be able to hit him? Does manage to kick him away. They have a vacuum going out on the Lion, but one more auto attack will bring down this Earth Spirit. And now the minus armor starting to work on the Darkseer. Gonna stack up if he's not careful. There it is. The Earth Spike allowing Solon to run away further. Okay, he does go for the surge onto the bench, trying to find it out. Goes for the swap. Where's the stun? He gets hexed up before he can do anything. And now a moment, Primal Roar. There it goes. He may have stunned, but he's a track kill.
Malum gave up on that one. He like surged to the bench and was like, alright, good luck. I'm out.
This was pretty disastrous for Champloo. Not only were all the towers lost, they just couldn't get much, and actually Searing Chain's gonna be coming out onto Jalopy. Waiting a really long time for it on the Ember. He wants to cancel this. Oh, actually, Jalopy's self-canceling. There it is. The Searing Chain's finally coming out. There's gonna be a vacuum to cancel it again, and I don't think Jalopy's getting this ult off.
That was like pretty greedy. Honestly. Trying to get like the max damage, but then not messing with timing and another way. I really like what Kefka's done here, like talking about like how many lasts he has. Instead of going into more points into the Necro Nomcon, like more levels, for now just recognizing that, well, what I have is killing the Ember Spirit, so I'll grab my Blink Dagger, so if I do catch him out, I can still, you know, grab an easy kill, make it a little easier with the Blink Dagger, and it's already gained enough gold that he can start going into the second level anyway.
While Champloo are ahead on the kills, and definitely I think doing a good job of trying to pick off problem heroes like the SF, I think it's a classic case of we're seeing a more skilled team in London Conspiracy realize what game objectives they need to be taking, like getting more farm, taking those towers, while Champloo chase kills.
Yeah, they're having a couple instances of that, like just through the jungle obviously, and the way that Baby Knight just like manned up in that fight down where the Beaver's just hanging around right now. That was pretty sick little engagement there, just showing off the raw damage that you're still able to get from this Invoker, who'll now have an Aegis. up with his drums and moving into the Aghanim Scepter. It's going to be really nice for him to just be hanging out in the back line with Jellypy being a little bit of a front man. And for that blink, so it's still like somewhat squishy in the sense that he has gone for attack up items.
They've caught out Attacker between the two of them. They don't have the finger on CD. Attacker gonna manage to get the shackle and is just walking through on Viver. I think she thinks she's dead either way, but won't be able to get the kill on Viver. And I'm not sure, maybe she could have run away there.
Yeah, they were thinking about still going in, but pretty risky without your Wind Ranger and even with the Magnetize.
Yeah, so the rest of Champloo back on out. Well, Invokers you talked about, Rocket and Aegis and Drums,
Radiant's
I'm
middle
guessing...
tower is under attack.
Oh wait, oh, okay, never mind, just full Aghanim Scepter on the Courier. That's fine too.
Yeah, it's gonna be so great for him. Just hanging out, you know. Let everyone else lead the way. The backline, spam some spells.
And I mean, it's going to work so far. They have the damage that's doing good work through the Ember Spirit. Why knock off that Flame Cloak when you can just use pure damage?
Yeah, sure, he does at least have that single point into the Wex now. It's kind of funny. Finally. It's alright.
The shortest tornadoes are going to be coming out. You're going to be like right next to them with 1 point, right? It's like...
What did they have? They have... Alright, they have like one ward here that is spawning out Kefka. They
Yeah,
can actually
they were-
capitalize.
Interesting ward positioning. Despite having ward coverage in their jungle, I don't think they can go out there, just with the heroes that London Conspiracy do have. And a mid push, looking like that's going to be the name of the game for London Conspiracy.
Oh, Mail doesn't have a TP. That's pretty bad, actually.
Okay, yeah, then
Neither does Attacker. He's 29
he's on
seconds.
CD. So they're losing this tier 2. It's going to go down, can't get the deny, and no follow-up return kills. And they know, look at them circle the map. Viver's like, guys, I'm pretty sure they're up in our jungle. Let's go take a look.
I mean, that's pretty brutal when you have an Ember and a Earth Spirit and a Blink Dagger on your Darkseer. Like, you're building catch, counter-initiate items, but they're not getting any chance to use them. These items aren't really helping them farm any faster. Potentially Malin as long as he does die here.
I think it's the classic issue of how do you force your opponents into a fight? They don't have to if they don't want to right now. There's going to be the blink after Jalopy. Attacker coming in as well. They know that there is going to be a bounty hunter about, but just using that focus fire, they actually back on out, deciding they've gone too far. If they play this right, they might be able to bait the rest of the team in, because 5 members of Champloo are up here in that top line. And now they realize they haven't been wrapped around on. But it's not looking like they want to engage.
I mean, they still have the track going, so like Malin, honestly surprised that Kefka's just not over there waiting for him to blink the trees and then just blink roar and kill him. But he's going back for the courier.
I mean, they have options. They can split push very easily on London Conspiracy.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, you've got the Invoker. Obviously, you have the SF with the Blink Dagger, so he's relatively safe. Bounty Hunter, been doing a much better job throughout this mid-game port. Good eyes on everybody, making it a little bit easier for the SF. And again, this like last tier 1 tower, it is often called like the least tower on the map, but when you've already knocked down the first 2 in the mid, it's actually a pretty solid one to be picking up, because it's obviously going to be opening up this patch here, and you can get these little like cross-map movements. You can go right into the Roshan pit, and it does make a slight change.
Oof. Immediate blink away from the SF, dodging that rock kick, and he is also super tanky. It might just be a full BKB board up for him when he can have enough gold.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a good item, honestly. Like, why bother going for anything else? You have that solid damage. It's kind of like that peak moment where you can pick that up and not worry too much about anything else you need to provide towards the team. The Aghanim Scepter's done on the Baby Knight. You have the Blink Roar and the Necro 3s onto Kefka, so his auras is massively helping you out as well. Just make sure that you're going to live, right?
Meanwhile, Bounty Hunter nowhere near having a mech. It doesn't look like London Conspiracy are getting a mech anytime soon, but I'm not sure that they need it. They went for the Glimmer Cape on Solon, not the Blink, because as you talked about, Kefka's already got one. And it just feels like Champloo falling further and further behind when it comes to things like the farm game. They're now 10k net worth behind, 7.5k experience behind.
Yeah, I think once the BKB's up, probably just your go call. Like, you still have the Aegis for, what is it? Oh, it's actually just left. Alright, so maybe that will not be the go call. They have to wait till the next one.
Oh, up on top though, they've blown the wall. I'm not sure they're getting this kill. Ember Spirit taking a lot of damage. We talked about it, losing mana and taking a lot of damage, but in comes Attacker from the sidelines. Gonna get that pick onto Kefka and gonna farm his creeps. So I think one of those going to the docks here. So at least that's something that they managed to find.
Yeah, these that wall working out a little bit better. Actually did add a ton of the damage to get that kill, but didn't realize attacker was in the area. I don't think, kind of thinking he might have been safe there on. And what are they gonna have now? Smokes, eggs. Yeah, all right. Kind of time to just pen them in.
See if they can find something. There was going to be the roll in the smoke. It's not falls enough, and now, as you said, the Glimmer Cape on the bottom lane. Attacker going to come in, isn't able to hit that shackle. Bounty Hunter actually picks up the Earth Spirit. They throw out the Magnetize, but it only hits onto one, and Attacker needs to get all the way on out. No chance for an engagement there.
Yeah, 2 down. I actually really like this Glimmer Cape, simply because of the way that like timings are going to work out. And you have the blink on the Beastmaster, and just keeping alive your Invoker and your Shadow Fiend. You can see how much Glimmer going to do in the game. The Earth Spirit being the main culprit.
Ember Spirit has come up top. Jalopy manages to get off the ult though, and Ember Spirit backs out immediately. Other than that, I mean, we see London Conspiracy drawing that they're saying, hey, push out mid and top, we'll take the tier 2. Roche will spawn around that time, and then they're all set. We mentioned this BKB on the Shadow Fiend being more than enough to go, but obviously an Aegis pretty much ensures your success unless you make a huge mistake on an uphill push.
Yeah, Soul and Solvent coming in now. Attacker. Viva nearby has got the blink.
Yeah. A moment should be able to run out. Champloo are not farming as efficiently as London Conspiracy, so they'll continue to fall behind.
Yeah, those early deaths actually did hurt Broxana quite a bit. Like, kind of stunted his growth in towards that Battle Fury, and that just means that your Boots of Travel just aren't nearly as effective until you actually have that up running. Getting there now, though, it's only about 100 gold in. Maybe that'll change something to push out, but it feels like it might just be too late, because all they really need now is that last tier 2, and then the Roshan pit will be the next goal. Grab up that Aegis once more and actually get something done with it this time. There's even going to be a secondary item on Jalopy now. I won't even have to rely on just the BKB when they go high ground.
Yeah, it does feel very difficult here for this Ember Spirit. He doesn't have a defensive item, no blink, no Monter or something else, although I think the options for defensive items, blink feels like the best, since there's a couple things that don't care about your BKB on London Conspiracy. It's just a hard one. Oh, we're maybe gonna have tower denied. Will we see the Earth Spirit initiate here? There's gonna be a power shot through the lines. Baby Knight sending his Forge Spirits out first, trying to see what they can find, but neither side really willing to pull the trigger.
I mean, yeah, if we do get into like a later game scenario, the Wind Ranger, she doesn't fall off all too hard. Like, she can pick up some of those bigger damage items, of course, going to the Chrysalis and then into the Daedalus. And a Lincoln Sphere would be pretty sick this game for Brosnack up against the Lion as well as the Beastmaster, yeah. So possibilities are there. It's just some other heroes, you know, maybe falling off a little bit. Earth Spirit's not quite as good. Moving later with it, something like the Egnum Scepter. At least it'll be providing a veil.
Oh, okay. Oh, do we have something going on? There's gonna be a Sunstrike, a kick on through onto Biver, but I think Champloo, they want to leave. They don't want anything to do with it. As you mentioned, both lineups I think scale pretty well, all things considered, right? SF can build similarly to the way the Windrunner does, though you can argue Windrunner scales better. Invokers combos are just going to get better and better. Lion will always give a lot of lockdown, as will the Beastmaster's passive and then the ult, so both sides actually scale pretty well. Smoke comes out from the Champloo lineup. Attacker, it's gonna be broken! Oh no, Solon just gonna walk on in, he immediately throws up the Glimmer Cape. So he's getting on out, there is a dust on the backslash, but they have it. Attacker, he's gonna get Sunstruck down, no way to escape, Rock Kick through, not saving his life. And now without Attacker, where is their damage? Immediately, oh actually, an odd remnant coming out from Ember. He did not choose the right one there.
Yeah, they tried to make something happen, but back duration Roshan. I mean, going in favor of Champloo, thankfully. The time, at least some possibility of still battling this up here. They have the advantage near the pit. If it just wasn't for the Hawks, really. So as long as they have another smoke ready and all out, we'll have some sort of a chance there. Just between the back wall, the blink shackle. One shackle on the Jalopy, you know, if you catch him before that BAB, I think they have the damage to burst him down.
We haven't seen it yet, but the wall vacuum combo, it's certainly potent, and they have a blink up on this Doxy, and now Guardian Greaves. There's not a great way to stop him from getting this combo out on you. It's just a matter of having London Conspiracy grouped up for it.
I'm kind of I'm excited to see what Jalopy goes for. It's been a while since our Shadow Fiends. I guess maybe he's just the AC carrier. It's like the most Shadow Fiendy item, but it would make a ton of sense this game.
Yeah, it's not terribly glamorous, but as you said, AC, he could even decide to go for Sandanyash, although I think the time for that is past. Not a bunch of options. If you're Champloo, what's your play here? As you mentioned, rush time in their favor because it's going to extend the game. Do you just keep trying to go for that? Actually, a moment. Is your TP going to be cancelled? Yes, it is, because Bounty Hunter is a joke. They throw the dust out onto him. Between these two, they haven't. Nope, that's going to be a Primal Roar onto a moment. Mayhem trying to throw them backwards. Finally, we see a wall vacuum combo coming up, but the bench goes down. Ember Spirit goes down in the bottom as well.
Yeah, Solon got that blink up. The Earth Spike.
Yeah, and now, okay, just a nice blink over from Cupcake, and they find him, no! Not able to catch him out, and Attacker up in the top lane for nothing. She doesn't have a TP for 14 seconds, so they might be able to get some good damage into this bottom tower.
Dire's top tower.
Still
is under
4,700
attack.
gold on Jellyby. He doesn't even want to spend it. He's investing, you know, getting the interest.
Yeah, not yet, sure. We've actually been seeing,
Dire's top tower.
a lot
is
of
under
people,
attack.
I feel, more than recently, saving up a lot of gold, even when a lot of it's unreliable, but I think just really not wanting to give away any sort of advantage. Attacker, you need to pick up that haste. It's gonna bottle it. Probably gonna have to use it. Nope, didn't use it. Now she's gonna lose her life.
Oh.
One raise. Okay, an on play there by Jalopy. Actually getting juked around by Attacker quite a bit. Is she really gonna make it out of this one alive? She does have an own charge going in on her, but okay, Lion still trying to chase. She does have phase boot. She's running the own charge. She needs to pop her wand, but isn't going to and goes down.
I mean, there was a lot of things to think about. Yeah, there were like tornado possibilities. I guess maybe not so much the Wex here, but there was still some, like, the Sunstrike could have been coming out there. And...
I think it was used on her already at the beginning.
Oh, all right. Well then, yeah, just pop them.
Maybe just a
I tried
miscalculation.
Attacker, okay.
I mean, these things happen. It was a rough one. Aegis is going to go the way of Dia. Jalopy picking that one up. And they're trying to push out top on Champloo. Make some space.
Oh, nice. Got Scotty. I like that. It's a good SF item. Just some further tank ability.
Okay, they do have Invoke coming in. They're just going to immediately Remnant away. While they do force out a fort, but I'm not sure they're going to be leaving their base again anytime soon for Jalopy. For Champloo.
I like Jalopy. Like, maybe send that in, you know.
Yeah, request a name change. It just, now they're almost 20,000 net worth behind on Champloo, 15,000 experience. What do you do here? It's all on your high ground defense. How do you make this one happen?
Well, you saw it, like, Attacker, that was like 4 heroes. He was still pretty difficult to bring down, so it's really just all in this double shackle. Like, this is kind of one of those things that back in Young when, like, Weeha was, like, picking Wind Ranger a lot, and back on a previous patch, and she was a little bit better. It was just talked about, like, how important those double shackles are. If you're not landing those in fights, then hero's just, like, completely different.
Oh, okay, we're actually seeing a lot of damage being taken by the dogs here. That was just Bounty Hunter, who already has the gem up, now finally has the mech, does have gold for Guardian Greaves if they're worried about him getting silenced by Earth Spirit, although he's not the most concerned silenced target.
Yeah, he can just pick those up, and they're gonna be a-okay. Look at the Vlads up on Kefka. The auras are coming in fast and hot. Evoker, what's he got? It's like 3.4k gold, okay. And he bought that BKB, which is obviously gonna be nice, and still, I think, on 10, yeah.
I mean, a lot of them haven't used their BKBs. It's looking rough. Beast Monster finished up that Necro 3 ages ago, and as you said, picked up that Vlad's. These towers are gonna melt.
Jeez, I hadn't even realized that Jellyby didn't have to use his B yet. This is brutal.
Yeah. I mean, there's been no pressure on him. Normally when we see an SF go first item BKB, you know, as you said, it leads to, hey, maybe your BKB duration is pretty short when we roll around to the 30-minute mark, but not here. Jalopy just under no pressure, has a Scotty. I'm not sure they take him down in this next team fight. And we still, I mean, Ember, I think it's time you buy out that baby crit, because I'm not sure your buyback's worth as much, but nope, he's actually going to get hit by the end of the tornado. Gonna Remnant away.
Off, though. He's getting that tower, he's going home now. But he also has the crit, so there's the chance.
Okay, but even though there's the chance, there we go. Glyph has to come on out. They do manage to land the Searing Chains onto Baby Knight, but now he's gonna pop out that Alacrity. They need to do something to stop this. Attacker comes out, doesn't manage to get a shackle. There's also gonna be a nice wall vacuum, but the stun, the Earthquake managing to hit on two. Immediately the ult comes out from Jalopy, melting the Windrunner. A moment the next target of choice. The rest of them just trying to desperately escape. They got nothing, and they will lose their racks in bottom. Mid looking like it's the target of choice next.
Well, there's not going to be any return of attacker. So, I don't think this one's going anywhere.
No buyback, at least 2 racks going down. Saving Graces, they still have that tier 2 in top, but they call it GGing out. And I don't know if you have final thoughts, final words, but to me it just looked like London Conspiracy, despite losing kills, just knew what to do there that whole game.
Yeah, got a little bit outclassed and really see some of these picks like doing that much. The Earth Spirit, A-okay, like A++, had a very big impact, got a couple kills in the lanes, but the Ember Spirit, I don't think you can just pick this hero to be an anti-mage. I think you should get active early, like using your Flame Guard, grouping up your team, pushing, getting kills, but we didn't have that at all. Kind of the same thing with Attacker, like he got kills, but again, still no like real those double shackle plays. Those things allow you to take team fights that you